her.
Yes, I
So
get
she
it.
said no. So I went home and I started making inquiries. What is reasonable? Because I loved what I saw.
Went online.
Yes, I loved what I saw. So when I finally made inquiries, I saw so many beautiful things. I was like, okay, I want to learn it. So I had to just try one or two things, get the money. I gave her. When I gave her, she taught me for 2 days. Yes, just 2 days. And when I made
With
my
the
first,
10,000 francs.
yes, when I made my first piece, I was so happy. I held that key holder for more than a year. I could not let go of it. So from there now, I tried to get my own stuff to start making. I had so many failed projects. I mixed trash for more than a year.
I get
I
it.
did not give up because I loved what I was doing. I loved what I was doing. And when I learned the resin art, I did not just know what to do with it. So I felt like I should just make it just to satisfy my hunger. Yes. But now, after some time, I realized that raising art can actually sort my bills. Yeah. I realized that I can take it out there and people that are like minds like me,
Yeah.
that are into arts, would definitely buy it. So I was just like, okay, where do I start from? Sometimes I'll beg her things, I'll make it, I'll give people for free just for I do this, see what I do. Yes. In spite of the fact that I was not that perfect, because the other day I visited a hospital to check up on somebody, so I met one mama like that. So I told her that because as a raising artist or as somebody that has skill or as somebody that has something doing,
Yeah.
your mouth is supposed to be your highest source of advert. Don't keep quiet.
Yeah,
Talk.
that's
Tell
true.
people what you do.
Yes.
No matter who. You never know who will be your potential client. So I saw her. I was like, okay, let me tell her that mommy, I do raising ads. She was like, yes, her son does raising ads. So she moved a keyword that she showed me. I was like, ma, I'm the one that did it. She said, are you the one that did it? I said, yes. God to so kind. I had a picture of what I did. That was when I was still starting the thing like play because it was trash. I was like, God, and not with me make the thing
Yeah, I
because,
get it. I
because
get
it
it.
was not just worth it, yeah. But she kept it till now, and she was like, okay, she's going to order for so many pieces because she has an upcoming occasion. So, what I'm just saying is that raising arts or skill as a whole, what will keep you going is just your passion. Just look for a skill that you can connect to, literally. Because in spite of the fact that I had so many other skills, I did not really take out time to explore them, to monetize them, or whatever. But when I came across raising art, I knew that this was my thing, and this is me, because there is a lot I've had to do with raising art. Raising art has had to show up for me because at times when I'll just do samples like this, take it to school, at least a classmate or two will buy.
Okay.
And imagine them getting a piece for like 2,500, 3,000. That's a lot of money to carry for the whole week.
That's
And
true.
that's what.
Definitely, Deborah, such a touching journey there, but it's very inspiring. I believe your story is definitely going to impact someone out there watching, also going to motivate a person out there who has been thinking to give up. There is this time for you to learn a skill. It's never too late. Pick up a skill in tailoring, in hairdressing, whatsoever thing you want to do, plumbing, electricity, resin art, whatever thing you want to do, makeup, whatever thing you feel you want to take up on and you're passionate about, you will definitely succeed in it. Is that not what you're trying to tell us here,
Yes,
Deborah?
ma'am. Exactly.
So, let me ask, I see some beautiful piece on the table. I don't know, how much do you sell to come up with a piece like this? How long will you take to give out a piece like this? Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah. As I earlier said, with just 24 hours, you can cash out from raising arts.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not time consuming. Once you're done with your mixture and everything is intact, you just have to let it cure. You're not the one that does the curing. The chemical does its work
Okay.
on its own.
Yeah, it's
So
magic.
with 24 hours, you can get something like this and earn at least 2.5 to 3K.
Okay. Wow. Okay, another product, I think the other ones, I think same,
Yeah.
same
And
sample.
I actually made this for a brand. I have
Okay.
a friend that is a plumber.
Okay.
So I did this for him.
Okay, for his brand.
Yes, for
Okay.
his brand. So I just kept a copy because he
Okay.
did it to give out as souvenirs.
Yeah,
It
so
was Fête de Travail, first May.
First May.
Yes, so he did it to give his
workers.
important customers and workers.
Yeah, we just celebrated the 140th edition of the International Labour
So
Day
he
on
did something
Friday.
like this and
Okay.
gave them.
That is a beautiful masterpiece right there. So, how do you market your products, if I may ask?
Okay, as I earlier said, your mouth is the number one tool. Because some of us be like, I don't have phone, I don't have internet.
Yeah, I don't
Tell
have a
people
social
what
media
you do.
page.
There is this concept of referrals. My friend does raising arts. You can do 1K order for your mother's birthday. That is referrals.
Yes.
Yes, you understand. So you can make use of your mouth, which I always recommend, because even if you're not because I am an introvert, yeah, but since I started doing raising arts, I have to talk. I've learned to talk.
Yeah.
I will tell people I do raising arts. I can do this. I can do this. I can do
Exactly.
this. Yes.
Okay.
So the ways I used to market or advertise myself is through talking. Secondly, I make use of the online market.
Yeah.
The world is becoming digitalized.
Very digital.
Yes. So I use the online market. That's WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, just name it.
Okay.
And I equally make use of referrals.
Yeah, I think the referral thing is very good. I think viewers watching us now would be like, oh, those who have businesses, you should. Our guest in the studio is trying to tell you should learn to adopt the habit of talking more. If you're a business owner, if you have a
cannot be
business you're
quiet,
running,
you
learn
cannot
to
be
talk.
quiet.
Don't be quiet. Your mouth should be your number one trumpet
Yeah.
for your business.
Yeah.
Talking about producing a resin to a fine art for 24 hours to take its time to form. How do you do with we are in a period where in Buea, not only Buea, in the whole of Cameroon, we experience a lot of power outage, and I think this has to deal with using power, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage that challenge? How do you manage challenges that comes with with your production?
Okay, firstly, talking about the power outage or shortage. Power outage has nothing to do with the chemical curing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the environment that might affect the chemical curing. Environment, as when it's too dusty, you have to make sure that when you've made your work, you cover it or try to secure it from dust. So power outage has nothing to do with the forming of the work or the piece. The only way that the power outage comes in play is when maybe you have to use a manual drill or an electronic drill and there's no light.
Okay.
That's just when there's a problem. But with or without light, you can mold your resin and it gets cured and you deliver it. Because some molds come with already, for example, this mold came with a piercing already. So there's no need to use a manual drill for this or an electronic drill. But then if you're working with something like this, then you have to use an electronic drill or a manual drill. Yeah. So power outage literally has nothing to do, except for the fact that maybe you might need light, of course, to see what you're doing. But aside from that, power outage has nothing to do with your resin curing or with the work.
Talking about curing, have you ever done a piece and it never cures perfectly? I don't know how do you do in a case like that? Doing a piece and it doesn't cure perfectly.
I've suffered on that particular one. When I started raising arts, even till now, because sometimes our suppliers,
I think it's really touching for the way you explained.
Our local suppliers, they give us expired chemicals. So just imagine that you buy something like that and it does not cure. Your boss cry. Because resin is expensive, yeah? So if you mix it and it does not get cure, it will pain you. That sometimes that it does not get cure, you can just buy a clear or a more trustworthy resin to add to it. Yeah. That sometimes that
fine, fix it.
Good. That sometimes that you should just trash it. Because that in that case no medicine can cure.
I get it.
Just trash it.
It's really trash it in some case and you're like
so
you try doing better.
You should always try as much as you can to maintain a fixed mixing ratio. If you're working on a 30%, let it be 30%. Because when you mix it wrongly, you have a high probability of losing that chemical. And if you lose the chemical once, you lose it twice.
I get it. How do you handle tough customers, Deborah? You're in the world where you serve the public.
Yeah.
How do you handle maybe probably someone's like, this is not what I ordered for, or this is not what I wanted. How do you deal with tough customers?
Okay. that on that part too, I've had a lot of challenges. I've even gotten to a state where I send a product. The customer said, this is not how I thought the color would come out. I don't want it. She sent it back. So now, dealing with tough customers or a customer for the very first time, what I have to do is I address the customer politely and confidently. Because there's just this conception of, you know what you're doing, yeah? You should always address the customer politely and confidently. Make emphasis on handmade or handcrafted with detailing and customization.
Okay.
Yes. So that's just it. Anyways, that's what works for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what skills or what added skills do you think persons or youths or persons who are into wrestling or wrestling artists should adopt? What extra skill do you think is a plus for them to adopt?
Okay. An extra skill that I always advise that we wrestling artists adopt as after or aside from the raising skill is photography.
Okay.
Good. Because a good picture of this work is already a sellout.
Yeah.
Yes. You should learn photography. You should learn social media marketing. You should learn branding and packaging. Yes. So those four skills.
Definitely.
Photography, social media marketing, branding and packaging.
Okay.
Yes, will take you a very long
A very
way.
long way. Definitely knowing how to package your products and knowing how to, deal with it. What do you talk of doing trainings? What is needed for you to take up, and how long can someone enroll in a training and then comes out to be a fine wrestling artist with consistency?
Okay.
How long, how much, and what is needed?
All right. For other raising artists, they will always require that their students get their personal materials. But when it comes to me, I always provide materials for the students I'm training.
Okay.
Because some people might be passionate, but they might just have the money to enroll, but they don't have money to get the material, so they might feel maybe laxed or discouraged. Yeah. So when it comes to me organizing a training, I would always just advise that you just register yourself and you pay for the training fee.
Okay.
Yes, the practical materials are covered by me.
Okay.
And I'm even organizing a 3 days raising arts training class, master class actually, but beginners too can enroll.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to happen from the 16th to the 18th of this month.
Okay.
All what you need to do is just register.
Yeah, in Boya?
Yes, here in Boya.
Can people attend online?
Yes, they can attend
Okay.
online. We just had an online class, the last edition.
Okay.
From the 4th to the 6th. It's even ending today. By
Okay.
7, I should be online.
So how much?
For the online class, I charged 10,000 francs.
Okay.
But
For
for this,
how long? For 1
3
day?
days.
Okay, 3 days.
3 days.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, 3 days. Because on the first day, we learn everything that we have to learn.